In this video, I'm going to show you a story prompt. If you are interested in prompting for storytelling, this is a simple prompt. You can also expand upon this prompt, and there's tons of different types of prompts that you can use for storytelling to help you create an engaging story and also create an outline for a story. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this prompt in three different tools. You can see here on the screen, I'm going to test it out in Claude, Qwen, and Mistral AI, and I'm going to show you the results. And then I'm also going to show you a quick demonstration if you choose to prompt a photo generation tool if you wanted to create like a visual of maybe one of the characters of the story. And I will leave all the links down in the description. So with that, let's get started. So here I'm at Claude. This is the first tool I'm going to test, and I will paste in this really simple prompt here. And the prompt is generate a 250-word story about an anthropomorphic fox who is a detective using the following information. And I'm going to go ahead and send that one along. And as you can see, it's writing the story here. So since I put humorous and intriguing as the tone, again, you could test out, this tool however you want. You can put it as a serious story. So what I'm going to do is after I test the other two tools that I'm using, one of them is going to be Qwen, and the third one is going to be Mistral. After I get all those written, I'm going to go ahead and copy this and put them into a voice generation tool. I'm going to use Level Labs, and you'll be able to see what it sounds like as an audio version of this story. All right, here is Qwen. This is the next tool. I'm going to post the same story prompt into here, and I'm going to go ahead and send that off, and we will be back to see what it says. And this is Mistral AI, and I'll go ahead and post in the exact same prompt as you can see here, and I will send this one off, and we'll be back to check all of the results from all three of the tools. As you can see, this is the first one I tried out at Claude, and it gave the fox a name, Roussette Foxtail, and it also has some dialogue down here. As you can see, if you read it, it has a little bit of humor. So this is the response that I got from Claude, and I believe the other two are a little bit different in terms of the way they wrote it and the name. So this is the Qwen response here. Gave it the name Reynard Fox instead, and the story is slightly different. And you can see here at the Peacock's mansion, they found her surrounded by empty wrappers and crumbs. She feigned innocence but couldn't explain why her feathers were dusted with sprinkles. With a dramatic flourish and some clever interrogation, Raynor revealed her sweet tooth, and her alibi fell apart faster than a poorly made eclair. And on Claude, you can see it's a little bit different. They're talking about something totally different from that. So it came up with a different response. And here is Mistral's response. This one actually describes a city called Furville, even though it uses the same name as Claude, or sorry, as Qwen did. It used the same name, Reynard Fox. So this one here is more of a descriptive type of story. It does have a little bit of dialogue. The other ones seem to have a little bit more dialogue, and also all three of them gave different titles. This one they titled it "Nuts to the Rescue." With Qwen, it titled it "Fox and Squirrel Pie Mysteries," and then this one titled "The Curious Case of the Missing Carrot Cake." So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to paste it into a Level Lab so you could hear, just a small snippet of what it sounds like when you paste in something and you create sort of like an audiobook or like an audio version of whatever content that you create. Here I am at 11 Labs. This is a powerful text-to-speech tool. If you're watching this video, you probably already know what 11 Labs is. They do have a free plan. The free plan is really limited, and then they have paid plans. You could do things like clone your voice. You could use different types of voices to to create all different types of content, like you can see here. audiobook, podcast, dubbed video. So, for example, this is one of the voices.
Let me tell you what my grandpa told me when I was just 6 years old.
That's one of the voices. There's tons of different voices. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into voices here, and I'm going to click on personal. I've already cloned my own voice. I uploaded a 3 or 4 minute MP3 of my voice, and it cloned it pretty good. So then I'm going to click use, and this is in the text to speech. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy this entire output here, and I'm going to go back in and paste it in. And then I'm going to click on generate speech, and then I'll come back and I'll play a little part of it so you could hear what it actually sounds like. All right, so 11 Labs is finished, and I will play a little bit of it here so you can at least hear what it sounds like. It sounds like me mostly, but it's I believe it's like a slightly higher pitch, but it does a pretty good job of cloning your voice. In the bustling city of Furville, where the streets were a blend of cobblestone and curiosity, there lived an extraordinary detective named Reynard Fox. Unlike your average gumshoe, Reynard was an anthropomorphic fox with a penchant for solving mysteries and a wardrobe that would make a peacock blush. His office, nestled between a bakery and a bookstore, was a cozy den filled with the aroma of fresh coffee and the faint scent of adventure. So there you have what it would sound like. Depending on how much you put in, would be how much you get out of this. You could put in, it lets you put in up to 5,000 characters, and then you could, download it. You could use it for narration, whatever project you have going on. Um, there's a lot of tutorials also on YouTube just about 11 Labs itself. So it was pretty interesting to see the difference between the three models here of what they actually did with a simple prompt like this. And again, like I've mentioned in previous videos, you can also create more sophisticated prompts for this, and you can add in a lot more instructions, and you can get a more tailored story, depending on the plot, depending on what you want to do. So hopefully this at least gives you some idea of what you can do with prompting for storytelling among some of the different LLM models. So this is just an example of one of the image generation platforms. There's tons of them. And you can see here, like they all give you like some free credits. You can, put whatever kind of prompts you want in there, create videos, images, everybody pretty much is aware of this type of stuff now if they're into the AI space. Um, and if you wanted to create like a visual of what the character may look like, I'm going to try with the fox that I created for this story. So I'm going to go ahead and hit generate with this one, and we will see what it comes up with. And actually, I noticed that this platform is pretty quick. So there is one, and I'm going to go ahead and try it again. I'm going to see if I can do it with this model here. I'm not sure if it'll work. Oh no, it's got the grayed out. So upload. I'll click on regular flux. See if it'll go ahead and let me do it again. And it's generating the next photo. And this is more of like a cartoon style. So you can create tons of different types of content with all of the photo generators that exist online today. You can also host on your own PC or your own device. You can host models like Stable Diffusion and a whole bunch of the other ones, and you can basically just create stuff for free. But a lot of people don't do that because they don't have powerful PCs. But you can try it out on your own if you'd like. So this was just an example of what you could do if you felt like creating like a visual representation of a character that you may create using different language models and just different storytelling prompts. All right, that's going to wrap this one up. I will leave all the links down in the description. And remember, with this type of prompting, try to be as specific as possible. The prompt that I used is a simple prompt. The more specific you can get better results. You can create better characters, you can create outlines, and you can create even create parts of the story, depending on the type of story that you're going to tell. And there's also tools out there like Novel Crafter, which is another good tool to help you write if you're into writing the stories. And also, too, you can create, the visuals with a lot of these different tools out there to generate the photos. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like if you so choose. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. And with that, I will see you in the next one.